Delphine Zombo from Capcom. Delphine is cinematic animator and facial specialist. She will talk about how to strike a key pose with a character. Delphine, hi, you're on air.
Hi, I didn't know I was the first one, so yeah. Hi, everybody. I hope you're gonna have a good time in a game gathering. So, yeah, here we go together. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for my video. So, I hope everybody is here. Feel free to send message in the chat, of course. So so I'm Delphine Zombo. I'm a French animator. I start as a 2D animator and then I learned 3D. And funny thing, when I arrived in Japan, I start to do 3D and not 2D animation. It's, I mean, if you go to Japan, you want to do 2D because it's the country of anime and manga, but yeah, I decided to do 3D because I love video games and yeah, cinematic in Japan are amazing, I think. Yeah, so yeah, I started my career as a 3D animator and work for movies and TV shows, commercials, this kind of stuff. And I switched to video game because of Kingsglaive. This is Final Fantasy 15 movie. And I did that when I was in an outsourcing company. And after that, Square Enix asking me to come directly to Square Enix. And that's how I switched to video game. So yeah, in Square Enix, I had the chance to animate many characters in the biggest game from this company. And now I'm working for Capcom. I'm doing pretty much the same, but just a little bit more because now I'm really full part of the events team. So I do cinematics, I do cutscene, but I do also extra animation for the in-game. So depends of the game, but the main menu or character selection. There is many things to do. Yeah, many things to do in Capcom. And also I do facial animation. I'm a facial animation specialist, but I also do body, of course. So today we're going to talk about the importance of strong key pose or key posing, whatever you call it. Because, I think it's easy to get lazy and just let the motion capture what the motion capture is supposed to do. But yeah, as an animator, to me, like it's you bring to life a character, and of course, so we're gonna focus on the mechanism of the motion, and especially if we work with a realistic style, we just want to make the motion smooth, right? But don't forget that cinematic and video games, I mean, in-game motion is a little bit different. In-game, we want to feel the character, we want to feel the atmosphere, we want to be in the body of the character. But the goal for cinematic is to dream. Don't forget that when we watch cinematic, we just sit down and we just watch, and like a dream, it's not supposed to be realistic. And most of the time it feels right, but it's not the reality. So yeah, key pose is very important because you can bring to the motion capture something a little bit more punchy, but stay in the human way, of course. But sometimes the motion capture crush your creativity. So yeah, sometimes we just leave the motion capture do what they have to do, and we forgot about we are animator actually, and we can change the things, right? So that's why I'm doing this talk today, to remind you to create. Even you have the motion capture, and even you have a human character, or even actor at the motion capture, or not can't stretch or do crazy things, so sometimes it's difficult, but that's your goal. So that's why key pose is very important. So here, usually I like to use as example or inspiration some anime pose or manga pose, and sometimes some figure or puppet. And maybe because I work in Japan for a long time, and here everybody has this kind of puppet on their desk, because you can move it and yeah, make pretty much what you want as a posing. And most of the time, I have to say, I take inspiration on this kind of image, because yeah, it's very strong posing, and I just I see as an image, not as a motion. So I know it's weird, because animation is about motion, but we create image, and sometimes you just have to press pause and just think about uh, the drawing, the line, and stuff like that. So here, example on Jojo Bazar. Here, it's a nice pose. Of course, naturally, a human won't pose like that. It's a little bit too much. You need, I mean, if it's a shooting, you will pose like that, but naturally you won't do that, and motion capture actor won't do that naturally. And here it's very interesting, because it's not a crazy pose, but just you see like the line of the legs, it's pretty. The foot are both like in a good rotation. Yeah, the back is back, and it's nice. So sometimes, on Maya, whatever the software you use, you just use a layer, you use your motion capture, and just put some few key pose like that we just punch a little bit your animation. Depends of what you're doing, but yeah. So I mean, naturally, maybe I won't think about this kind of pose, but here with anime, sometimes it helps. So here, a good example. So I draw like how would look like the motion capture. So usually the actor will have both leg like that. Doesn't. I mean, it's nice. It's a great pose, but the body is straight. And here you see, if you just push a little bit the leg, you have a nice space between both legs. It's a little bit, it looks prettier. Okay. Also the foot, in the opposite way, it's nice. We have a great line. We can see as great line. It's nice for the eyes. Okay. And yeah, after the body, as you can see, upper body is a little bit back. The hips also is more front, or more to the right of the character. The head a little bit, a little twist. It's just a great balance. It's just a great balance. And of course, the motion capture, you can have the best motion. Everything looks good. I mean, everything is just fluid and good, but sometimes missing this little punch, and it's just about this kind of little details. Just yeah, push the leg or something like that. It's really not that much to do, but it's really important to do. And here is very it's extreme, of course. So it really depends of your project, and I mean the direction, how your director wants the project. But if you can, and if this looks good at the camera, we really don't care about this character back problems or something. We just want to have a great image. So don't forget that. Okay. So now, in which case you should use this kind of key pose? To me, there is three categories. So clarity, it's about to make things clear, because sometimes the scene is too busy, there is too many things, it's hard. So just clarity, some key pose will bring everything clean. Then two, the beauty, of course, because we want a nice image, we want just to look better than just the real motion capture, the reality of the motion. And then three, which is the most important, I think you do keyframe because of that is high impact. We want people to remember the scene. So we want more action, extravagant. Then, clarity is to make the action understandable. So here is Dissidia. That's a scene I made. This is too fast. Too many characters, too many effects. It's very hard to understand, right? So that's why I'm talking about the clarity. So like human won't see the same image as another one. We can't see all frames, right? So everybody will see something different. But when someone sees something, it has to be clean. Here it's clean. She have a very nice pose. Even the finger are nice. So even if it's very quick, the only frame that the watcher will see is something clean. Also, of course, here is more about the motion, the direction of the sword has to be nice also. And this, you will have the motion capture looks just great, but at the camera it's just too busy. So you have to create some keyframe just to make it clear. Here, another part of Dissidia that I made, and there is Sephiroth. But this is very too quick. This is way too quick. And we can't really enjoy our Sephiroth. It's very hard to understand. It's just a few seconds. But we still get it. We still have a good image, even it's super quick, because the pose is great. Even it's moving, it's great. The finger are great on the screen. So you have to pose correctly the finger. There is a motion. He's doing something like that, but not too much. And the posing is very, very important in this scene. Sorry, I'm going back so you can see again. Of course, the sword position, the face, because it's too quick, you really have to think about one key pose. And maybe here there is only one main key pose, and maybe just two to have a variation. But it's the image, the pose of Sephiroth is pretty much the same, and it's just clearly think. Here is another one. It's a character prototype. So this scene also is very busy. There is many Kugutsu. The name is Kugutsu, this white monster. And basically what's happening in this scene is sorry, I tried to go back to the video. So you have like the pink hair character. So she entered the temple, and she's here to kill all those Kugutsu. And she's badass. But this scene is so fast. It was very difficult to make. So just for the history, this scene, 3 animator tried to do it. I'm the last one. And really, when they gave me this shot, they told me like, okay, we really don't know what to do. The director have an image. We did the layout, and it just doesn't work. The idea is there, the camera is there, but it just doesn't work. So I said, okay, give me 1 month. I will just redo everything. I think I took 3 weeks. I just rethink everything. Here it's more about, it's a lot of keyframe. It's like a choreography, okay? So of course I had to change the camera and the timing also, but it's mainly about keyframe. So I try to do one by one. So I was thinking, this character, she enter, okay, she have to kill, she enter 1 person attack, and then she attack back, another one arrive. It's very complicated, but this could happen just because of keyframe, okay? So here, first keyframe, okay? Okay, I kill like that. I don't have to watch because I'm a super robot, and I wanted this image of super robot, so I look straight and I shoot like that. Here, there is a motion capture. There is a motion capture data, but it was so messy, it's very difficult to use it because when they do the motion capture, the person don't even know what to do. Sometimes it happens, you shoot the motion capture first, and then you realize it doesn't work with the camera, and that's your job as animator to redo the stuff. And here is the case. So just changing, like that, after you have the Kugutsu try to attack, and I wanted this image of, the arm stretching, and before in the previous version, we don't really see the arm. So here is very, just stop the image and think about just like a paint or a draw. So we want to see clearly the enemy can stretch the arm. It's important to give the information that can stretch the arm. So really show in the frame like this arm and her, close to here, which is very, in an image way, is very, if you have a sword here, it's not really, you don't feel fear. But if it's here, it really, you feel the fear, right? So yeah, keyframe, key pose is really about bring more detail and maybe more hint to the watcher about what's happening. So here, okay, I don't care, and boom, and here we have a beautiful image. We didn't think it will look like that. The effect guy just have fun, but because I did this animation, I mean this keyframe of the body explode, like really see like the impulsion of the bullet, and here again, it's not the motion capture, it's just keyframe. That's really important. So this one is very difficult, and here again the kind of matrix thing, it's the same. It's keyframe. Basically, doesn't look like good, but if you just see the motion in the engine or Maya without camera, it looks good. Just the motion is good, but on the camera, it doesn't look good. And I have to tell you, if you think it looks good, but if you don't look from the camera, it's just, the motion is not good. It just pop because we had to do the keyframe and by hand make it great on the camera. So that's how the clarity way to do, to clean a scene just by key posing. This one is very hard to explain because this one, like 3 weeks, it was very hard, and I'm the third one to work on this scene. So yeah, I hope you understood. Then second way to use is the beauty, because just to make a great image. So here there is no motion capture, I have to be honest. It's of course it's Disney character, how to put motion capture, it's very hard to animate, but yeah, we want a nice, like okay, you're gonna win or something. It's just, in the in everybody's mind is just the sign of someone who's winning. So just create as what you think, the action should be, like a draw. Then the next one is more simple to understand. So this is again Kingdom Hearts. And yeah, as you can see, that was very quick too. So yeah, this one very quick. Oh, too quick. So when sometimes it's too quick, it's nice to use like kind of image that everybody knows. So here you have the Michelangelo, Chapel 16, with the hand touching. It's kind of, everybody knows this kind of image. So even it's quick, when you see that, you have the image. And that's why even it's very quick, everybody understand that. So again, it's key posing, the motion capture, the motion capture, of course, you don't have two guys like that at the motion capture. So it's really your job to create this kind of pose and try to do something very nice. Even we don't clearly see the finger, but we get the idea just because you do a great posing. So here another example. So you can use even old painting, right? And then the third point, much important, high impact to leave a significant impression to people. So usually when you do a very strong key pose, you have a lot of chance to get one frame from your animation to be published everywhere. So really, it has to be powerful. In this case, it's more about the facial expression. I know it's a sexy impression, but here's really about the face, the brows, the lips. It's really powerful. The message is very powerful. Of course, it's a little bit sexy, but yeah. And here I think it's the best example. So I did this scene, and again, sorry, this is not motion capture. It was just keyframe, and I had to do everything raw. But that's the thing who presents Just Cause. That's the trailer of Just Cause. And we have all the motion. It's very fast. And the camera, it's very hard to understand, but really about the key posing, it make this scene powerful. And the most important is this one, before he, used the grab. I forgot the name, but this is important. The balance of the body is great, and see, like, that's the image of PlayStation video, of all the video on the blogs and stuff to present Just Cause. And this is from my animation, but a high impact, a high strong key pose have high chance to be the image of the product or the video. And it's just because the posing is great. The posing is very powerful. So really think about it, because you can have chance to see one frame from your animation everywhere. So in conclusion, the animation is very important. The animation, but the key posing is more important. Again, the 3 points in the 3 Ks you can use it is because of clarity, to make the scene clear, for the beauty, to make everything prettier, and because again, this is not in-game, this is cinematic, and in cinematic we want to dream. So even it doesn't look real, we want something very beautiful. And then the high impact for whatever scene, but sometimes for punchy scene or something very strong feeling or something, you need to make a very strong key pose. Even it doesn't look real, but just a good balance. And thank you for listening to me, and I hope you understood what I said, and I can't wait for your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm back. It was absolutely amazing, Delphine. You showed us videos which uncovers very strong feelings and explained a lot about creating that impressive videos. Actually, I would like to use my position as a moderator to ask the first question to you. I would like you to explain a little bit. Let's say I don't know what the pose expression of the desired emotion looks like. How can I find it out? How can I find a reference for my pose, for my key pose, for the character, so I can visualize it? If I'm not an actor, I have no professional relation to movie making. where to look?
I would say first you have to be very open mind and consider everything as a reference. So of course it can be on internet, on Google, or like of course nice. You have a Getty image, this kind of stuff. Before I really like frame pool, but now it's a little bit. There is less reference, so I kind of give up on this website. But you have many websites like. For ads, they use many video or image that you pay for it, but you just tape, like, I don't know, someone happy or someone jumping from a pool or something like that, and you get many image. What else? You can just watch SNS. I have to admit, I have a list of people that I follow because they are doing kickboxing, they are doing parkour, they are doing tricks or this kind of stuff. And sometimes it's difficult to get the video and really use it as a reference, but just give you some image on new things, what people does in 2021. It can go to your friend who's playing basketball, or I don't know, if you like, it's sorry, but if you like to go to street clubs, sometime you're gonna see someone doing pole dancing, and you can, think about the spin is nice, like for my character, when they're gonna fall from the sky and it has to spin, just a pole dancer sometimes. So I would say first is you to really open your mind to the kind of reference. It's not because you have someone doing I don't know, if you have a character who's jumping, I don't know, from a cliff, and let's say like Rico Rodriguez, who just fall and use the wingsuit. Of course, I'm gonna search people who do wingsuits, but maybe I will also search people who, professional who do jump from a pool. The like Olympics, because sometimes they do some nice jump. And of course, I would check also rough people on YouTube who just jump from a cliff for holiday. Like you have so many kind of reference for one action. So really depends. I had this talk with my coworker a few months ago for people who jump for the airplane. It's pretty much the same. There was watching Deadpool, this kind of stuff. People or soldier jump from the airplane. But yeah, someone from his holiday, I don't know, in Greece, and just do some jump from this fall. Sometimes it can be anything, or just a kid will jump. It can be anything. So it's really up to you. And again, like, there is no limit. You can check something from 300 years, like a old painting, because the pose was nice, and maybe this character looks a little more like majestic or something. So I will check maybe the old king or something like that. And then I'm gonna maybe check like Game of Thrones, or maybe I don't know, on Netflix Pose. Sometime there is at the ballroom there is something or more majestic. So I will take so many reference and then just pick up the one who fits my character and the story, because again you have to respect the direction. So I would say when you have an idea, it's cool to have at least 3 different kind of motion or pose. And to me it's easy to find image than a video. That's why I was saying, like, the key pose is very important, because you can find so many image, just one frame from something, but the motion, again, it's you to feel it. So that's why key pose is kind of helping a lot for a great motion.
Thank you so much. It's absolutely amazing, like diving into something really new. Thank you. Okay, we have one more question from Eugenia.
Mhm.
How have you become an animator? Can you please
Ah,
a little more? Please.
yeah, so it's more personal, but yeah, I can say. So I was doing like in high school, I was supposed to switch to fashion industry because I had like some fashion lesson, something like that. And me, I knew it wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to do drawing, and honestly, I wanted to do comics. So again, something just drawing. But I was thinking, if I have to go to a very expensive school, maybe it's better to learn about animation, because if I sucks at animation, I can still draw, right? So I was really just simple as that. And I started the school and I just love animation, and I learned 2D. That's why I'm very familiar with the key posing, and I try to push my only 3D fellows to not drawing, because you don't have to draw in 3D, but just sometimes think as just a frame, not just motion. And yeah, at the end of the school, I thought like it would be great to learn about 3D. And then yeah, I arrived in Japan and just do 3D animation. So that's how I began a animator. And just a funny fact, when I was little, I was of course watching a lot of anime, or I mean, yeah, cartoons, and my dad said animation won't give you any money, so please stop. And here am I, So
Absolutely funny.
yeah, that's the truth. So yeah, animation is a great job. Yeah.
Absolutely. What you demonstrated is absolutely amazing. I must admit. Okay, one more question we have. How much animation practice you do in your spare time?
Right now, right now, for myself, zero. Honestly, I don't have time. Yeah, yeah. I mean, depends. I have some friends. They do so many personal work, and I really admire them. But me, I really can't. It's yeah, in Japan, you work a lot, and after work, I just want to chill, really, honestly. And also, another reason is because it's been a long time now that I work for really high quality and very realistic character, that is very hard to go home and use like a lower rig or lower model, and I just like to enjoy the character from the company. And yeah, sometimes I do some extra animation, but the thing is I can't show you, so it doesn't there is no meaning to that. Just, I mean, yeah. So I just stick to the company. It's just my choice, but yeah, I prefer to
Mhm.
use my time for me.
Great. Do you practice in hand drawing as well? Do you?
Not that much, and I really regret that. I would like to do more. Draw. But sometime, if there is an opportunity, I really love to go to, the naked model lesson. It, I mean, even if you're not good at drawing, I really recommend you that, because it just reminds you about the body and shape and how it moves. And really, in usually it's like 2 hours or something like that, and you have to draw very quick because it's very quick, and you can see in 2 hours your draw gets better and better. And it's I think for any artist who really work with human, at least it's very important to do that sometime, because it just, yeah, it's good refresh for your mind and your creativity. So yeah, I if I go to draw, I like to go to this kind of event. Yeah.
Hmm. Thank you for recommendations. I believe many guys will implement at least some of them. Um, is it possible to using key pose in animation creation to express something about the character? Is he evil or he's kind? Is he modest or expressive? something like that. Is it possible to tell the watcher with a key pose? And if yes, how to do it? How to express this personal character?
So yeah, you asked the good person because I'm the kind of expert of that, especially in Capcom, is like the expert of that. Because yeah, you can express that with the body language and the facial language expression. So I don't know if you, I mean, you, everybody here, you know about micro expression or body language, but it's scientifically, it's, I mean, it's a real thing. Is we talk, we have the language like talking, and we have the body language and the facial language, and it's a whole language. It's not, you know, it's a real language, and only the brain can understand. And sometimes that's why maybe when you have intuition, you feel something, it's not just because you have power or something, it's maybe because your eyes just read what he saw, you know. So there is a real science about that. So I don't know if you know the TV show The Mentalist or Lie to Me. That's the kind of example. And maybe the, if you really don't know anything about that, it's maybe the easy way to get into it. So that's
Yeah,
how I start.
real science behind it.
Yeah, it's not.
Entertainment.
Yeah, it's not just fiction. It's based on, especially the Lie to Me is very based on Paul Ekman science. So the main character is I forgot, Professor Lightman, but it's because he's supposed to act the real science guy who names Paul Ekman. And this guy, he spent his life to go all around the world and analyze every culture with the facial, and see if there is a universal language with the facial, which is true. But there is kind of different between culture. Like, I think the most difficult to read is Asian face, because they have a total different culture, and sometimes a smile means they are sad, so it's very difficult. But there is basic facial expression, and this man wrote all the kind of expression. So there is basically 6 or 7 basic expression, and then you have hundreds of variation, and depends of which muscles moves in your face, it means something. So yeah, if you just want an easy way to understand, I recommend this TV show. And so for the body language, I'm not expert, but the facial, I'm really, I mean, really expert. I mean, I know because I really, I follow Paul Ekman lessons. So it's a really, they have a course on internet. You can check that, Paul Ekman, and online you can train yourself. So this kind of science is used by the police, the FBI, the people who play poker, because it's easier to see who's lying on the table. And of course, Animator. So if you check, you know, Pixar and Disney use also this kind of science. But the base is, I mean, to me, my goal is not to know who lies at the poker or, you know, who's gonna attack someone or something. My goal is really to understand what kind of face, I mean, the language of the face. And so in animation, if you do realistic animation, then you can use micro expression. And the micro expression, that's something who give a hint to the watcher without hear or feel it. So for example, we will have maybe, I don't know, Sephiroth, and we don't know Sephiroth is bad or something. We just, let's say we have Sephiroth from when he was with Cloud, a nice soldier or something. And at some particular point, maybe when he just gonna pass in front of Genova, so people who doesn't know, Sephiroth is the bad guy, and Genova is the main bad thing, and Cloud is just a nice soldier, and before they work together and blah blah blah. But yes, if at this time we know Sephiroth is nice, and we go just in front of Genova, and let's say Sephiroth will smile, and just a microsecond, Sephiroth will be like, and this the eye won't read it and say, "Oh, I saw he did a strange face." It's just the brain will get it, but not, we won't understand. But we will have the feeling like, I don't feel this guy. I don't know why, but I don't feel this guy. It's because of micro expression. And that's why, I mean, that's how sometimes you feel people are not good. Oh, there is something weird. Is maybe when they smile, maybe the corner is down, like, and this muscle down means I'm not happy. Or if here the nose, if I smile, but I'm like, that means I have some anger and disgust, but I will try to hide it. And there is so many things like that to understand, like between I'm surprised and I'm scared. It looks the same, but it's different, and you're gonna learn how to make the difference between someone surprised and someone who's scared, and it's just about muscle. So for just quick, I'm not gonna explain, it's a whole science, but for example, for the surprise, usually surprise is because you're surprised, so you can, if you have something in your hand, you're gonna, your body will just, I mean, not shut down, but just, and just everything will fall. So it's just fall. So it's very clean, it's like, when you're scared, you try to protect. So even you're gonna be like that, the brows gonna be a little bit contract. Here, maybe the muscle will be upper, and that's how you make the difference between someone surprised or scared. And that's how, I mean, that's why I really wanted to learn very deeply this kind of science. So I can't put that in the character, especially when it's very realistic. It's very nice to put this and have the feeling of the watcher, like, feel something but didn't get directly the information. And I think it just push the experience of video game way far, because the goal is really to feel in this universe. So that's the kind of thing you can use. Of course, it's very it goes very far, but in internet you can find the main expression, and just by yourself put what you want. And of course there is the same language with the body, and of course you can't know everything, but you just can search what you want. This character, I want him to I mean, this guy killed his dad, but they don't know. And then you have to think, what can I put to just give a hint? But I don't want people to know, oh, he killed the dad. No, we just want to have this feeling like, I don't feel this guy. You have to search about it, because you can't, of course, learn everything. It's not your goal. Your goal is just to give some reality. So it's up to you. But you have this kind of science. So yeah, yes, you can. Yeah,
absolutely amazing. You work with such interesting details. I believe FBI would love to be your friend.
That's bad for my friend, because I know every time they lie. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. One more question.
Yeah.
When making a character expression, do you have to keep in mind how cultures traditionally depict an expression? In Western cartoons open their eyes larger than when they are happy, and close their eyes when they are angry. But Japanese anime characters close their eyes to show happiness and
Yeah.
open their eyes to show anger. So, how do you keep all that culture details in mind?
Yeah, it's I have this problem most of the time here in Japan. Um I would say it depends of again the director. So and again I had this conversation today, so it's great. Sometimes the character he's Asian, so we're gonna have to keep with Asian style, and sometimes the character is Western, and then l- at this point it's hard because you have the Japanese director who have his ID in mind, and but the character he's not Japanese, and here is very up to the director. So sometimes the director will ask um, to have the main voice will be in English because the character is Caucasian, and even it's a Square Enix project or something, we want the actor speaking fully English. So it depends of that. But in this case, I had this case in Kingsglaive. They wanted the English version, but yeah, when you're angry in America, you have usually the jaw down, like in Japan, that means you're stupid. So yeah, I had to shut mouth to so many characters just because of that. Even they understand the character is Western. In this point, they really wanted to respect the Japanese thing, and I had to shut all the mouth. And I thought the impact was less, but it depends of the director. So it's really up to the director, like until where he can accept another culture because of his character is yeah, yeah. So it really depends.
Amazing.
Mm-mm.
Thank you. Another question. What do you
Yeah.
think about Spine 2D uh,
What? Hmm?
animation software Spine 2D? What do you think about working with this software? Do you use it? Do you like it?
2D software. I always use TV Paint. Sorry.
Actually, this name of the software is Spine 2D. Do you know it? Do you use it to
No,
do? It's for
not at
2D
home.
animation.
No, I just use TV Paint uh, because I really like it, and it's pretty easy to use. And yeah, sometimes I do some 2D, for YouTube or this kind of stuff for personal stuff. But yeah, TV Paint is fine for me. I tried the Photoshop version of 2D, but I don't really like it. I think this is really up to each person because we don't have the same way to work. Again, there is no one way to work, so there is a lot of software, and of course some are better than others, but sometimes it really depends of how you work. So don't get too confusing about other software. If you like this software, just use it. But be open to a new one if it feels you. So again, we are artists, so uh, I don't know, if we were painter, we want the best, accessories, best tool. So it's really up to you. Your tools is not the same as Michelangelo or other people, so it's really up to you.
Thank you. Thank you for recommendations. In chat, one girl asks to repeat the resource name with expressions, with poses. You have mentioned one or
Oh,
two of them. Could you please repeat names?
Paul Ekman. So
It's
PAULEKMAN. I
it's
can,
about micro expressions. You mean?
yeah.
I mean for references for
For
emotional
the reference.
posing.
Uh, it's just like you can go to Getty Image. That's very the basic thing. I re I be Before I really like frame pool, but I don't like it anymore. So it's not like I don't want to recommend, but I feel there is less reference, so it's a little bit, yeah. Get Image is better. It's very regular, like any picture you see on Google image is usually from Getty Image. It's just like, they bring everything together. So if you say you put like someone laughing, you gotta have so many image and video of some people laughing from all around the world. You can pay for the image if you want to use it in your project. You just can look at it and download it for free. You're just gonna have Getty Image everywhere, but it's just a reference. So yeah,
That's usable.
any reference is okay. So yeah.
Thank you. One more question. Is it hard to get in common with different game engines when you make in-game cinematics?
You mean to switch from cinematic to in-game?
Actually, if I understood this question right, it's a question about is it hard to do cinematic for games with different game engines? Like, does it matter at all the engine the game is made with?
Depends of the way. I mean, when I was in Square Enix, I was working only with Maya, and we just rendering as like it was movie. So we were rendering with Arnold. You can rendering with Mental Ray. We can, I mean, with many stuff. But in Capcom, most of the cinematics are real time, so I have to use the engine from Capcom, which is a RE engine. It's a Resident Evil engine, and it was a whole new world for me because I really don't use Unity or any engine. But when I do my animation, it's on Maya. So it's I mean, if I want to see my animation in the game in real time, then I have to export to the engine, and just I have to know how to watch it. But usually you don't have to work 100% with the engine, so it's just adaptation of how to use the software. But you're gonna still do your work on Maya or whatever software you do the animation. So I think it's fine. The thing is, I don't know too many people in cinematic in video games, and there is no many people even all around the world. So I don't have another example as me. So I don't know if somewhere else
You're
it's like.
totally unique. I know this.
But I mean, for me, yeah, just need to learn about the software, the engine, but you won't work with it. I mean, you won't create your animation inside, so it's just a little bit to learn, but not too much. So don't get scared. I hope if your company is not like that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, thank you. Another one, I believe, the last for today. Thanks for your speech. Which courses or lessons would you like to recommend for beginner animator?
Course for what?
Maybe you would recommend some courses or something education educative for the beginner animator.
I don't have like this course is so good or this lesson is so good, because I just did the school, and I just learn on I mean, at work, But I would say at home, I mean, I don't know if this person is a student or just young in the industry, but it's very important to keep working at home and do some extra exercise at home. And I would say you get a better animator with experience. So if the word industry, I mean, they don't give you the opportunity to work, you still have to practice something. So I mean, it was my case. For me, I didn't have that much work the first year, so I had to keep going, and that's why I created my own project. Even school was over, I just redo a short movie by myself with my friends, and nobody wants it. I mean, it wasn't for I mean, to
Commercial.
get money. Yeah, it wasn't. It's just for me, and put something more in my portfolio, and it worked because. So first of all, I never finished this project because I got offer after and just start to work and didn't have the time to finish. But that's the kind of initiation. I mean, that's from yourself. You can do small exercise like, let's say, oh, I never animated a horse. Then okay, today I'm gonna animate a horse, then a truck, then just many things because. Even if you're a good animator, sometimes you're gonna get a shot with something you never done. When I got, a lion, something like that, you're like, oh, I'm great with humans, but a lion, and then you feel scared, and you have to learn from the beginning. So if you already animated a lion before, it's gonna be easier when you get this shot. So just especially if you don't have work or have a lot of time, or you feel a little bit with a lower level, just try at home. It looks ugly, it's fine, but at least you tried once and your brain will remember. So it's really up to you. Just try to do as much as you can, but again, depends also of what you want to do. If you think you want to do facial, then try to do more exercise about facial. If you think you really like I mean, like a robot or this kind of stuff, then do some car or airplane or this kind of stuff. If you like animals, then do a lot of animals. It's really up to you. So yeah, just train a lot at home. It's good, I think.
Thank you so much, Delphine. Actually, I would love to keep speaking to you for hours more, but our time for today, at least for today,
Yeah.
is over. I hope to one day meet you in person on Games Gathering, maybe
Yeah.
in winter, maybe next year in Odessa. But really appreciate you coming and telling so many interesting things.
I
It
hope.
was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
and
much.
if I mean, I don't want to do some publicity to me, but like, if there is many young students, especially students. So I have a Twitch channel, and every Sunday, I mean, not every, but usually on Sunday, I play. It's very chill. I just play a video game, usually a game I worked on. And the goal is like, you can ask me any question about animation. So even I'm playing, if you ask me any question, I will respond. So sometimes it's about technical on Maya, I just stop and I explain. Sometimes it's about bullying at art school. It can be anything, but just about animation. So feel free to follow I mean, just go one Sunday. If you have a very heavy question, you don't know who to ask, you can ask on Twitch. It's fine. It's not
Absolutely.
like today. Huh? I want to do a real explanation like that, but just if you have a small question, I can answer any Sunday. So yeah.
Guys, come in contact with Dolphin and enjoy discussing this absolutely new area for all of us. Dolphin,
I hope so.
thank you so much for being open-minded, for speaking and answering all the questions. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys, and yeah, have a nice games gathering, and yeah, because it's just the beginning. So have a very great day and a great week. Then yeah.